Good evening, everybody. It is another episode of Benching and Bullshitting, and lighting is a little bit fucked up for you guys on YouTube. I apologize. If I turn the light on, the headlight up here on the ceiling, it actually looks terrible over here on Instagram, so I had to like pick and choose. Let me see if I can adjust a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Cool, guys. So, yes, once again, welcome back, everybody. Benching and Bullshitting episode here, and just talking about training, talking about benching, competing, anything bench press related is what I like to do, as well as answer questions. So, once I get to the subject matter, talk about the week a little bit. It's nothing exciting because I am coming off of that competition not too long ago where we hit the 1400. I like rounding down, saying just 1400 instead of saying 1401 because it's such a weird number. But my favorite bench variation, Dylan, is the reverse grip bench, which I talk about a lot. I talk about reverse grip bench press quite often. I'm not going to say it's one of the things that kind of made me more well known, but I think it maybe it did. I don't really know. But sodium supplement, Element, LMNT, drinkelement.com is what I recommend. That's what I use. I use that a lot. Well, of course, I have to say I didn't do that lift. We did that lift, absolutely. I can't do it without my guys, without my wife, without my crew, my support group. I mean, it is a team sport. What's up, Rupo? Rupo's on here? Bill says, I'm feeling reverse grip bench press more in my shoulders than triceps. What am I doing wrong? I think you're still initiating from the shoulders. You have to fire from the triceps. If you're still feeling it in the shoulder, that means you are pushing from the chest and shoulders still. You have to actually activate from the triceps. And Matt Brooks says it was either 1399 or 1401. That's, yeah. If I bench 1399, I don't know what I would do. It wouldn't be good. Worst lift, deadlift. I got a bench press body, so I suck at all forms of deadlift. Yep, looking forward to meeting you at Muzz's Gym seminar. I got a seminar on Friday at Muzz's Gym down in North Carolina, Doug Smithy's facility there. Going to be cool. Hydration IV. I've heard of Liquid IV. Yeah, Liquid IV. I don't like them as much. They're a little more sugary tasting. I don't really like that. The Element packets have 3 ingredients. They have sodium, magnesium, and potassium. That's it. That's all I have. Let's see. 5 days out here. Good thing, Martinez. Good. Thermal tabs and the noon tabs, I don't like any of those. Like, I only drink the Element packets now. I have a designated Element packet canteen, of course, from Chad Ikes with Courage Barbell. I don't like anything else. I only drink the Element packets now. I've tried them all. I've done the Liquid IVs. A lot of people are obsessed with, like Pedialyte, all that kind of crap. It's got too much sugar in it. So Element packets is where it's at. Drinkelement.com. Let's see here. CJ Morgani says, was so pumped when I saw you were a guest in the Massonomics this week. Yeah, it was a really pleasant conversation. I was very happy with that. They were some nice guys. Very nice. Sounds like my triceps are just still weak as fuck. Yeah, like I said, you can still take a tricep dominant press variation and still use too much chest and shoulders. You have to learn how to touch. Pausing helps. If you pause in the reverse grip and then feel your triceps flex, like get them to flex and then go, if you're trying to touch and go, it's kind of hard to do. If you pause, you get that split second to think about it where you can actually fire from the triceps. You still have to think about actually using them. It won't just happen on its own. Matt Brooks, we just deadlift at the end of the meet so we can get a total. That's what it's used for. I was hoping to make the seminar Friday night, but I can't get off work. Don't worry about it, Matt. I'll be coming down early Saturday morning, though, to work the table for the meet. I'll be happy to work the meet with you. I'm going down there to judge everybody. I'm thinking about trying creatine monohydrate gummies that UFC fighter Matt Brown talks about. I've never heard of monohydrate gummies. Never heard of that. That's interesting. Very cool. Let's see. Catching up. Let's see. Thing with cutting is actually doing again the intracellular rehydration. Bad idea to do big cutting, especially using laxants and diuretics. Oof. Sounds bad. What works the best is have high electrolytes. Yeah. Yep. What's the best exercise to build a bigger bench? Reverse grip bench press. I'm telling you guys, I talk about it all the time. Man. It's a reverse grip bench. RGBP club. Got to bench backwards. I'm telling you. That changed my career forever. I will never not. Anytime I bench, what some people call the raw bench, I don't know. Anytime I grab anything more than the empty bar, it's reverse grip. I don't care if it's in the gym or even at a competition. I reverse grip when I warm up, even at a competition. Now, the empty bar, I will do close, wide, reverse, like all these things. But, to get blood in all the major areas before. Now, if I put a quarter on the bar or a plate on the bar, thank you, I will do reverse grip. Jimmy, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, dude? Let's see. Wonder at Max, what's up, man? What's that? Yeah, bringing the 90s back. What's that? Right? Long live the 90s. How you doing? The forum is good, man. Feeling really good right now. It's actually almost back to normal. I was doing some back work today with my boy Chris, and we were doing some belt squat deadlift variation, and I was able to hang on to the bar with no straps, with no pain. So it was only 225 on the bar. We had more weight on the actual belt squat, but yeah, I was hanging on to the bar and it felt pretty good. How should we program for reverse grip bench press? Just start using it. Use it all the time. Like I don't program anything. I program some. I have a very, very, very small list of athletes that I'm working with right now, and I will plug that in there. But if you're just doing it on your own, just start using it. You just got to start using it. Just do it all the time. I promise you, your body will like you for it. Your triceps will get stronger, and your shoulders will thank you. They'll be you can't flare. You can't flare when you reverse grips. You don't have that risk of like shoulder injury. You can do anything. I mean, you can get hurt doing anything, but the risk is much lower when you do reverse grip. So, but yeah. So I mean, I haven't really been doing any heavy bench whatsoever. This entire month of August, there's no heavy bench whatsoever. I'm taking it completely off. I'm going heavy on everything else, just not the bench press. What do you practice with for equipped? I use Widowmakers, but it's so different from single ply and double ply shirts. Well, it depends if you're using single ply or double ply poly shirts. If you're using poly shirts, I don't recommend using aids like Widowmakers or slingshots, things like that, or rams from Titan as much because it's so different. Now, if you're using like band shirts, that's wrap material to wrap material, apples to apples. It has more benefit. But if you're in poly, single or double, then not going to work quite as well. Greetings from Poland. Hey, what's going on? I am third generation American. I just was talking about my new tattoo design. I finally figured it out. I don't have it yet, but it's going to be a homage to like my family heritage. My great grandmother was the only survivor that came out of Auschwitz. My entire family was killed. She made it through, then she migrated to the U.S., and then that's where our family started over here. So my new tattoo is going to have some Polish in it. I think I missed something. I don't know what Buster wraps are and stuff like that. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Tuesday night break in format. Yeah, because I've just been off kilter this entire month. It's been really hard to make things normal again. We've been really busy. I got trips coming up. I've got North Carolina this weekend. I'm going to Ohio 2 days later for about a week. It's just been really hard to get on here and do this. I wanted to come on here at least, even though it's a Tuesday night, kind of fucking random, but that's why it's just been hard to get on here. Wonder Max, glad to hear you. Make 90s great again. Does it ever feel weird in the shower when you shampoo and notice the locks are gone? I got used to it real quick. I mean, I was, shaving for the like probably 80% of my entire adult life. So it's actually pretty normal. It's less annoying. Like, I'm so glad it's gone, dude. It was so hard to take care of. So that's actually, I got pretty used to it very fast. Amazing family story. Thank you. That's very important to us. Yeah, it happened. Some people don't want to think it did, but it actually did. Recently sprained my wrist doing incline bench press. What's the best way to get my wrist strength back? Well, and I'm not really a doctor, so I can't give you too many advice on that. I can tell you how to make your forearms stronger, like what I do, just for general purpose. Standing barbell wrist curls, the wrist roller, like rolling up a plate that's on a rope or something. Take a mace and do leverage work, radial deviation, ulnar deviation, rotation, stuff like that. That's what I do. What gym in North Carolina are you going to be at? It's called Muzz's Gym, Muzzs, Muzz's Gym. Doug Smithy, Endangered Species Powerlifting, ESP. Do you ever get wrist problems from giant weight? I have not, because I've done it right. I've learned how to do it correctly from day one when I was a teenager, starting benching equipment really heavy for the first time. Like, I can't, my wrists can't be out of position under 1,400 pounds because they would fucking break. So no, I've not had any wrist problems. Let's see here. I normally do chaos bench. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to do reverse grip bench instead for a while. I tell everybody to give it a chance. Like, give it some time, give it a chance, and you will love it. It really is. If you had to choose one upper back exercise, what would it be? I've got a laundry list of back movements that I do. I can't really pick one. I would just go with the SSB highs shrug. That's what I would do. It was between that and a Penlay row, but I think the high shrug is more fun. And because it's on your shoulders, I think you're getting more like full body activation. I would do the SSB high shrug if I had to pick one, which I don't think I'll ever be in that situation. So I'll just continue doing the many, many, many different types that I do. Ben Liv says I had Panda Express. Oh, fuck yeah. Today I'm bulking. Good deal. Did you get the bigger plate? I hope you got the bigger plate. That's the only way to eat Peter Panda. You got to get the bigger plate every time. Matt Brooks says, how do you identify what the appropriate amount of wrist bend on bench should be? What I want to see is to make sure that the bar, your line of strength, your line of force is the forearm, right? So I want the barbell to be directly in line with my forearm. So I put the barbell where all that callus is built up right there. That's where the bar sits, right there. So if you had your wrist completely straight, the barbell would actually be out in front of your forearm here. If you had your wrist bent back too far, the barbell would be back here. So I carry the barbell right here on the heel of the palm is what it's called. Heel of the palm. And as long as that bar is in direct line with your forearm, that's what you want. If we're all built slightly different. So if that means your wrists are perfectly straight, I have a slight cant. My wrists are not perfectly straight. There's a cant to them. But the point is, the barbell needs to be directly in line with the forearm. Amber's on here. What's up? Why are there so many push-pull meets, but basically no squat bench meets? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. I think the SPF has a squat only. I mean, if you wanted to do such a thing, I don't know. Not really sure. It's good. That's a good point. Any tips on setting lats for bench? Yes, you not only want to be in a scapular retracted position. Once you are pinched, you also want to put your lats down in your back pockets. That's if you're pinched, that's great. But you don't want to be in a shrug position. You want to be in a shoulder depressed position. You want to, like I say, like pinch your shoulder blades together, then try to stick your lats in your back pockets. That's the position you want to be in with your lats. Yes. Have you tried Kelso shrugs and Kelso rows laying face down on an inclined bench? I have done the actual Kelso shrug. Good friend from the UK, Tom Shepard, when I was over at Lead FTS for Table Talk at the beginning of the year, we did Kelso shrugs there. He introduced the exercise to me. Very interesting. Very cool. Very difficult to get right. The tendency, I have a tendency to want to pull with my arms like a regular pen lay row, but you gotta like turn that off and just pinch your shoulder blades. Oh man, Matt Brooks. It just got announced this week that we're finally getting a Panda Express in the town I live in. Oh, great. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It's time to bulk up, man. No squat bench meets because you should have a monolift for a squat meet, and they are rare. They're not rare over here in the States. I'm not sure if you're from overseas, but they're pretty they're everywhere. They're I mean not in every single gym, but you can pretty much go to any state, multiple spots, and you can probably find a monolift. Philly, Ohio. Holy shit. Well, I grew up in Dover. What's going on? John here from Philly, Ohio. All right, Philadelphia, New Philadelphia. I grew up in Dover, technically. We were right on the border of Dover and Sugar Creek. So we had a Dover address and a Sugar Creek phone number. It's like we were like right on the border. Let's see. What's the worst injury you've ever seen bench pressing? In person, when Scott Mendelson took that dump with 11/24, the first baddest bencher from like almost from full lockout. But he didn't get hurt, though. That was the worst thing I've seen in person, but he didn't get hurt. The worst injury I've seen in person was another gentleman back in 2012 at a Blackstone's meet, was trying to bench 725. And I handed off to him when I said release, and then I got off the bar and I stepped off the platform. He dropped it from full lockout directly onto his chest, and he bent the bar. John still has that bent bar in his gym from when that guy bent that barbell around his body. So he actually got taken away in a squad car. So, or ambulance, whatever the fuck it's called. Let's see. Mansfield, Ohio. Oh, shit. Mansfield. I've been there before. Not my neck of the woods, but yes, I am from Ohio, northeastern Ohio. Oh, Randy Malinowski. All right. Congrats on the 14th. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I don't get those. That's awesome. That was psychotic. He says, congrats on the 1400. Well, thank you very much. That last name sounds Polish. Is that to my understanding? I've got Schnagalskis, Malczewskis, Wachowskis in my family. All right. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, Ohio. Yeah, I grew up in northeastern Ohio, Dover, New Philly, about an hour south of Cleveland and an hour east of Columbus, actually. It was my neck of the woods. You've been following me for 15 years, so thank you very much for the support. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ. That Matt just reminded me, actually. Thank you, Matt. Yes, one of Laura Phelps's meets. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, a couple of years ago, one of Laura Phelps's meets on the amateur day. So it must have been the Pro-Am. Yeah, Pro-Am a couple of years ago. There was a lady warming up in the squat, and she had her hands like really close together, like creating passive tightness with contorting her arms under the bar, which I don't particularly agree with. But and she picked like 365 up out of the rack, and it slipped like a quarter inch, and her upper arm snapped in half. That was on my side of the bar, so I grabbed the bar. Oh shit! And I threw it back on the monolift, and she let go of the bar, and her arm just fucking like fell apart. Yeah, she snapped her arm right in front of me. The scariest sound I've ever heard. To hear a human bone snap like a fucking broomstick, that is just horrifying. I could still hear that break, just as loud as fuck. I could not believe a bone made that noise. Thanks for reminding me. That's the word. Well, he did say worst injury in bench press, not like worst injury. So actually, I might have been incorrect, but yeah, that's the worst injury period that I've seen in person was that arm break. Any tips for bulking? Eat a lot of food. If you can't eat your food, drink your calories with a massive weight gainer. Drink a lot of water, drink some sodium, creatine if you want. I don't particularly like creatine. I've used creatine with some success in the past, but not all the time. Have you ever tried to see how much you can strict overhead press? Nope. I don't do overhead press at all. Overhead press has nothing to do with my training whatsoever. Like 0%, like actually 0%. And those are on Patreon or YouTube members that see all my training. They know, they can vouch for that. Do I do anything overhead like at all? I know I got some patrons on here. I don't think I do. Nope, it's terrible for your shoulders. Coming from a bench press only mindset. Now, if you want to do overhead press for the sake of doing overhead press, then by all means do it. Let's see. Oh boy. Wonder Max, dude. So I looked at one of my favorite snacks, Japanese peanuts. Fuck. And the sodium is freaking bonkers, plus 53 grams protein per packet. New favorite pre-workout snack. Oh, I'll be damned. That sounds great. Yeah. Yeah, Matt, I don't want to. I don't. You're good. You're good. And Matt Brooks just confirmed 0 overhead press. None. I don't do anything. I upload all my workouts to Patreon for $10 a month if you want to subscribe to it and watch. That's where all my training goes. All the behind-the-scenes stuff to the big benches goes on Patreon. Kolbstrong at Patreon. And nope, 0 overhead press. You're right. Yeah, she's fine. The medics came in, took her away. She's fine now. Yeah, she's a good 1 rep. Randy says, you bet, man. Her family history is pretty similar. All right. Well, I don't speak any Polish. I would say so if I knew any, but thank you. Appreciate that, man. I don't get super chats. That's awesome. What's going on? Tony's on here. Evening. Incline if you want to get technical, but I don't think it counts. Yeah, I do incline like once or twice a year. So, okay, here we go. Hey, Jimmy, do you know of any federations that allow you to wear a bench band to compete? No, you have to wear what encompasses a bench shirt, either a single ply, multi-ply poly or denim, or a band shirt. You can't just wear like a slingshot. There's no federation that allows that, to my knowledge. Biggest tip to add to a bench press for someone who started powerlifting a year ago: body build. Body build. That's what I suggest. Build as much muscle as you possibly can. Get as big and as strong as you possibly can. Body build. Lots of reps and volume. Don't try to see how much you can do. If you just started lifting weights a year ago, it's not the time to figure out what you can do. You need to do bodybuilding and get as big and build as big of a base as you possibly can. Where do you live in Ohio? I'm not actually, I'm from Ohio, but we live in Virginia because I got stationed in the Marine Corps at Quantico. And then when I got out, we never left. So I'm not actually up in Ohio right now. Would you rather drink East Palestine tap water, Flint, or Michigan tap? That is a terrible fucking question. I can't even. I'll go with Ohio just because I'm from there and I feel for those people. I have no connection to Flint whatsoever. Let's see. Have you ever competed in a metal militia powerlifting meet? Nope, and I never will. Pretty simple. I don't speak whatever language that is. Can you bench 4 plates? No. APA. Oh, okay. APA allows you to use the Widowmaker. It's considered soft gear. Oh, soft equipment. Okay, I know Russia has a federation that allows what they call soft equipment, which is, but that's obviously Russia, not here. Let's see. Never heard you speak before. Well, I'm on here every week. Virginia is beautiful. It is. There's good people. I mean, the people around me are good. My people are great. I love my crew and my friends, but boy, there's a lot of dumbasses around here too. Northern Virginian people are well known for being some of the worst drivers in the country. And I experience that every fucking day. Just wanted to say thanks and wish you the best. Oh, I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. Yeah. No overhead work. That's right. Yep. Are you concerned with exceeding? Are you concerned about exceeding? I don't know what that means. Exceeding the human limit and possibly ending your career or even your life. I don't think about it. I don't think about that. You can't. If you live in fear, you'll limit yourself. I mean, what I do is extremely risky. I'm not going to say I'm like unaware of that. I know it's fucking risky, but no. I'm happy to be one of the pioneers. Not that I'm trying to toot my own horn. I'm not, but like, fact of the matter is, being the first human to bench 12, 13, and 14, I'm very, very, very proud of that. And hopefully in the future, 1,500. But I'm not. I'm scared of it, but not in the way where it's going to prevent me from doing it, if that makes sense. How about, do your shoulders hurt? They don't. That's why I don't do they would hurt if I did overhead press. How and when would you program in decline work? I would just I normally don't, because a lot of, like, when I work with athletes, I don't usually program it because a lot of people don't have a decline bench. But every other week, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, throw some decline in there. Close grip or reverse grip. Excellent for building the tricep strength. Jared says, what was wrong with the Invictus bench at the last meet? I bent it ever so slightly. The upright started to come inwards like this a little bit. And it just, I thought it felt fun. I took 1,400 out of my opener, held it there, said, this feels wrong. I threw it back in the rack, and I was like, something's wrong. And we realized that I was actually bending the bench. And Uncle Nick was handing off to me, and he could feel the spotter platform actually bowing under his feet as the weight was settling. So, I don't know. You'll never know if something's going to hold up to that kind of weight until you try it. What's the best belt for benching? The KLA Omega belt, the Omega bench belt from Anderson Powerlifting. Right there. That's what I use. That's what I'm using for the last 3 or 4 years. Did you shave the mohawk? I mean, yeah, I did. What do you reckon your max dumbbell flat bench is? I don't know. Any tips on getting a stronger back for deadlifts? I haven't gotten a PR in months. Train your back like a bodybuilder. Work your back. I choose 7 to 8 different movements almost every single Tuesday for my back work. Work upper back good mornings with an SSB are great. You're taking static muscles that are in the deadlift and making them flex and work. Reverse hypers. Work the shit out of reverse hypers till you can't walk out of the gym. Reverse hypers. Any tips for strengthening the joints like wrist or elbows, or are yours just superhuman since birth? No, they're not since birth. No, I've spent 19 years consistently building up the bone density to be able to do what I do. I think it's just how it works. Anything is possible with enough time, in my opinion. Anything is possible. Old school. Are you coming to Chris's meet in February like last year? I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm not 100% if I'm going back to that meet or not. I'll have to talk to Chris about it. Let's see. By the way, any update on the titanium alloy bar we were brainstorming last week? No. I think we've come down to the conclusion that financially speaking, mostly, it's going to be easier to just have Sportcraft build a bench bar under the same specs as their squat bar, but just cut it down and make it a bench bar. It'll be thicker. That's just realistically, that's going to be the easiest thing without spending tens of thousands of dollars that I don't fucking have. Tony says, hit a new PR, 619 pounds, solo too. Oh, Jesus. I raised the safety bars for certain. Good, and good on you. That's an excellent bench. I haven't heard of an APA meet in a very long time. I know they used to be big in Atlanta. Yeah, APA and what's the other one? UPA. UPA is another one I don't hear much about either. Oh, we're going to talk about these results, or yeah, I forgot to mention I got my drug test results back. I went drug tested at this last meet. If you go back and look at the video on Instagram, the first one I posted, at the very, very end when I hold up the scorecard that shows my bench and all my numbers and stuff, you can actually see I entered the drug tested division, and my results came back, and obviously I passed. Negative on everything. We were discussing about Matt and me were discussing about posting online. I think he has some very good points. I'm just saying, like, for them, I thought it was kind of egotistical to like blast my drug results on the internet because what the fuck. But Matt had some good points about, showing people that it is actually possible to do these things without the drugs, and it's many text messages. So yeah, so I was very happy to. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but to actually see the paper, that's pretty cool. Drug test came back good. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's the most weight you've held? 1,462 pounds is the most I've ever had in my hands to this point. Kenny Sellers is on here. What's up? Thomas, what's up? Glad to have you on here. My brother, I will give Katie a hug, Kenny. Damn it, I need to see you and Donnie soon. I don't see you guys often enough. It's bullshit. Any tips for beginner powerlifters for their first meet? You're an inspiration. Hope to see you bench 1,500 pounds soon. Oh, yes, I plan to. It's not going to be for a little while. I got to do some other things first. But going to your first meet, expect things to not go your way and have fun. That sounds so stupid, but I'm telling you, for your first meet, things might not go your way. Expect that. Deal with it when it comes around. And just have a fucking blast. Make it fun. That is my best suggestion to you. Don't make it a fucking miserable experience. How much can you bench on super thick reverse bands? The weight is heavy enough to this point where it's irrelevant to even try. I don't know. Let's see. Taking out the trash. Just taking out the trash, guys. Let's see. 11.5-inch pad 2 from the new Eleco racks. Send help. Ooh, God. 11.5? Thomas, Jesus Christ, man. It's terrible. That's terrible. 11.5 inches. I mean, standard should be 12 most of the time, but from the Louis Eleco racks. Ugh. It's terrible, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. Ryan is asking, do you know how much of a difference a flat back shirt like the Fury would make over an angled sleeve shirt like an F6 or Katana? I'm very tall and have no arch and wonder if it'd make a difference. Yes, a flat back shirt like a straight sleeve Katana or a Titan Fury would work for you. The arms are going to stick out very straight like this. An angled sleeve shirt, they're going to be down here like this. If you are a flat back bencher, it will make a huge difference because that shirt is cut and designed for a flat back bencher. So yes, that I absolutely recommend that. You think you would kill it in professional arm wrestling? No. My force is this way. I don't even understand how guys create force like this. I don't understand that. No, I've done that in the past. I competed in arm wrestling when I was a teenager at a couple of local festivals and stuff, and fuck me running, my arm would be sore, throbbing for days. I don't like arm wrestling at all. Not a chance. Wayne Sports Spine says, Natty King, troll those fuckers and post your motherfucking drug test. I'm thinking about it. Matt thinks it's a good idea. Katie thinks it's a good idea. I just don't. I mean, I'll post it. It's gonna be like, oh, you cheated. Oh, you came off stuff days prior. Yeah, you fucking fat. I'm not. It's internet. It's garbage. So I don't fucking give a shit. It's whatever. But I'll think about it. Had my first IPA meet and did 10 pounds more for 5 reps 2 weeks later. I'll be damned. That's awesome. Wish I could do that. My training partner picked a weight he knew I could do, which is a confidence booster. Absolutely, that's a confidence booster. That's good shit, man. Thoughts on the Thompson Fat Pad from Rogue Fitness. That is the pad that I bench 1,400 pounds on. If that tells you anything. I absolutely believe in what Donnie Thompson has done for the sport, done for the industry. The Thompson Fat Pad, the 14-inch wide. They have a 12 and a 14. The 14-inch wide pad is the best in the world because I've hit history's biggest bench on a 14-inch wide Thompson Fat Pad. Donnie Thompson, just absolutely hats off to Donnie because he is just an amazing person. And Kenny Sellers was on here earlier. Good friends with Donnie. They train together. Two very stellar gentlemen, and I love Donnie Thompson. He changed the sport. He got a lot of flack for it back when he was totaling 3,000 pounds, because how dare he be multiply, fucking people. So yeah, I absolutely believe in Donnie Thompson. Absolutely, I do. Yeah, that sucks, Thomas. I'm sorry, man. Not very excited about that. I shake my head for you too. That's terrible. That is terrible. Mike, what's going on? How you doing? Let's see. I got your thoughts on Paul Anderson's natural strength from back in the 60s and 70s. Paul Anderson is the reason why I started lifting weights. Not the reason I started competing in powerlifting. That was a different person. But Paul Anderson is the reason why I started lifting weights in the first place. Can't take it. A lot of his lifts have been exaggerated, which has come out and kind of been discovered. So he was not squatting 1,200 pounds beltless and bare knees. Like, a lot of his lifts have been inflated, like, drastically. But you can't take anything away from what he did back in his time. But yeah, some of those lifts were not accurate. Tony says Supercharged Ram is a tough band for sure. It absolutely is. They're not built as tough as they were a few years ago, which is kind of disappointing, but they are good. Jason says, will you do a raw 800-pound bench? Well, I have no interest in raw right now, so it's not an impossibility that I'll go raw someday, but right now I have absolutely no interest in going raw. I don't want to. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it. So how do you personally develop scapular retraction, upper back and neck to press that heavy? It takes a lot of back strength and upper back endurance as well. You have to do both. You got to train back like a bodybuilder. I'm telling you, there's something to it. That's how I train upper back. I don't look like a bodybuilder, but that's how I train back. Jared says, definitely post it. The trolls are always going to have something to say. No, that's why I don't post shit, Let's see. And Wonder Max says, yeah, at the end of the day, all that matters is your conscience is clean. Apparently, so is your test. Yeah. They tested for, it was negative on two fronts, just anabolics, period, and then also masking. They test for masking agents too. There was like a laundry list of like different things, like masking agents, like all these fucking things I can't even fucking pronounce. So I'm telling you, if I would approach somebody, this actually happened though, I'm not going to say his name. I approached somebody, a younger kid on a lot of juice, on a unhealthy amount of juice. And I told him, I said, hey man, like, if I told you you could be the best, not in the world, you could be the best in history at this. You could be the best in history, record-setting lifter, but it would take you 15 more years to do it. Would you do it? He goes, no. I was like, okay, well, I can't relate to you then. I'm telling you, dude, I've been doing this shit for 19 years. More than half my life has been dedicated to powerlifting, more specifically the bench press, because that's the lift I care about the most. But I mean, it's a hardcore thing, man. I get emotional about it sometimes, but I'm not in a sport that's supposed to be full of tough guys. You'd think that I say two words, drug-free, and people lose their fucking minds. God, you're a fucking asshole. Oh, you piece of shit. I'm like, good God. I triggered you with two words. And now you're throwing a hissy fit. Like, good grief, tough guy. Element packets. I got 2,000 milligrams of sodium right here. Let's see. Ben says he benched 595 on Saturday. Good deal. That is awesome. I remember benching my first meet in a shirt was actually a non-sanctioned meet, the Iron Chamber Bench and Deadlift Championships in 2008. And I did 585. That number is very special. 595, 6 plates on a 55-pound bar. That's awesome. And my teammate held 1135. Good deal. That are mad because they can't imagine that the strongest human to ever love didn't cheat to get there. No, live to get there. Make them lose their minds. We all love it. I vote post the test. Okay, that's one vote for, well, Matt. There's 2 votes for post, so I'll keep tally. 2 votes for post. Let's see. Jason says, wait, Paul, what about his 150-pound squat triple on Jack Parr show? Sure, that was not exaggerated. A lot of it was. Yeah, there's a lot of it that's come out, especially on, if you watch the TV show Born Strong, it was the 4 strongmen, Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall, Robert Oberst, and Nick Best did that show together. And they duplicated a lot of Paul Anderson's like feats from back in the day. And they talk about a lot of his feats being like exaggerated. Like they made real reconstructed pieces with the actual weight of it's. Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't strong. I'm just saying like a lot of his heaviest lifts were not actually what they said they were. From what I've heard and researched. Squatting Unicorn. I get to train with somebody you coach now. Is it it's not is it David? Is it David Harrington or who else am I coaching? David and Sabrina? Is it Sabrina? One of the 2? Caleb, what's the key to building bone density? Consistent stress over time. And, of course, proper nutrition, calcium and vitamin D and stuff like that. But consistent. Bone will grow in response to the stress it's being put under. It's very, very fascinating how bone can actually morph and grow according to the stress. It's very, very cool. Any advice for people trying to increase their bench press max who might just be starting out? I said at the beginning with a young gentleman who said he's been lifting for a year. Body build. Get as big physically as you possibly can. Get your base of strength as big as you can. Body build for a while. That's what I suggest. What's your opinion on the supercharged RAM compared to a 1-ply poly? How much power difference, carryover, etc. is there from RAM to shirt strength wise? Of course, a shirt is harder to learn. Yeah, a single ply poly will always beat a supercharged RAM. I will say that. Absolutely. I don't do any incline really, and we don't have a decline press, Mike. Otherwise, if we had a decline bench, I would use it all the time. I'm making good progress. Good to hear that. It's David. Oh, okay. Up in Michigan. Good. David's a good guy. I worked with David several times already. I think it's my second rotation with David. He's a good dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I didn't know you were up that. I thought you were down here around. I thought you were in Jersey or Pennsylvania. Why the fuck did I think that? You're in Michigan. Okay. Well, that's cool. No, I don't think so. 1 rep. Your best squat and deadlift. What was the amount and were they raw or equipped? I do equipped only. I'm equipped only. So far in training, my best squat's 1,033. My best deadlift is 675 or 700, somewhere in there. Tony says, I've been at this for 38 years. Good grief. That's more than I've been alive. I've had setbacks, but I came back. Even at 52, I get asked if I'm natural. Post your test. There's 3. There's 3 votes for yes. God dang it. Let's see here. All right. On the bone density topic, is it systemic or local? Will the bone density increase from squat and deadlift and carry over to the bench press? No, it will not. There's no stress. There's no stress on your arm bones in the squat and deadlift. You have to do bench press things to make your bench press bones get denser. I think you should look into a shirt. Yeah, next message, he says. Okay. I don't know about you, Ethan, but I am definitely ignoring you and you're not getting on this video. Sorry, bud. Let's see. Okay. The original Kelso shrugs are done reverse, backwards, etc. Have you tried Kelso shrugs underhand grip? I have not. Seems like that would fix the issue of you doing them Assuming you were using overhand. I was doing overhand grip. You're right. So you're saying doing underhand. Okay. All right, man. Landed this morning from Sonora. Been a while. I'm in a minute all day. I'm trying to squeeze in a nap. Okay, take a nap, man. Catch you next week. Good to have you on here, One Rep. Let's see. I have a weird question. Reverse grip bench press. Curious about grip width for both raw and an F8 shirt. I have stupid long arms. Put the ring of the bar, the rings, right here in the palm. That's where I hold it. For competition purposes, your pinky finger needs to cover the ring. Just like your trigger finger covers the ring, your pinky finger needs to be on the ring for competitive purposes. But so I don't compete with it, I put the ring of the bar right there on the heel of the palm. That's where I put it. My new goal is a 1,400-pound bench. So far at 305. Wish me luck. All the best fortunes to you. It's possible. I'm telling you. I believe in you. Best of fortunes to you. Is it true some elite benchers can get issues with their collarbones fusing, warping over time? I've never heard of that personally. I've heard of the forearm bones, the radius and the ulna warping and getting misshapen, but I've never heard of a collarbone doing that. I think Thomas, absolutely should get into a shirt, because if you're doing 495 for reps, with disregarding the ass issue, but you would definitely, you should get into a single ply shirt, absolutely. Please post your results. My whole team doesn't believe you're natty, and I'd love to shut them up. All right, well, that's 4 votes. Let's see. And One Rep Max, please send me a picture of those peanuts. Yes, Japanese peanuts, please do. Jason, you started in 1984. Good grief. You got 1 more year. What? Maury says you do not have to prove anything to anyone. Your reputation precedes you. You don't sound like an ego lifter, so why do you have to prove anything? Jealousy looks bad on anyone. Oh. All right, so there's 1 vote for no. I got 4 for yes, 1 for no. But thank you. I just, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in my stories. That way it only lasts 24 hours. Would you consider flat benching with high arch in your back as a slight decline bench? You are, yeah, because you're angling your chest downwards and the lower chest up. So yeah, kind of, a little bit. Matt, I know one elite bencher that doesn't even have a collarbone. Ooh, who could that be? Tony Pudding Mix. Oh, good grief, man. I'm terrible. I am fucking horrible at that. I'm so sorry, bud. Let's see. Think weighted push-ups can be a decent substitute for bench if traveling limited equipment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely could. You ever bench on a football bar? Or are you on a straight bar most of the time? I do straight bar pretty much all the time. I can actually mimic the football bar arm position with my reverse grip technique on a straight bar. Close grip 4-board presses for a 5-rep max. What do you think? Positive. Absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. Make it 5 votes. Caleb says, okay, 5-1. Let's see. Can you do the Captain of the Crush number 4? Nope. When I was a teenager, I got very close to doing the COC number 3. There's only there's a very small list of people who have ever done the number 4. Very small list. The number 3 list is considerably larger. Still a feat of strength that's very rare. But the number 4, nope. Cannot do that. I think 550 would be a good, once you learn it, once you learn how to use the shirt, Thomas, it's going to be very, very, very different. You're going to need patience in learning the shirt. It's going to be a process. But I think 550 is a realistic number. Absolutely. How does a belt help you in your bench press? Mostly by giving you a feeling of tightness in the belly, holding your shirt down, not running up on your neck. It's superficial stuff. It's not actually like adding poundage. It's just like a preference, really. Some people don't bench with belts. Watching you bench helped me learn how to control the weight. Okay, I'm glad you got something out of it. Oh, I so oh no shit. Okay. I signed. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to have signed it twice now. That's excellent. Oh, glad to have you on here. I don't normally go live on Tuesday nights. Normally it's Monday nights, but I've been really busy. Let's see here. Ever consider putting out a beginner bench program guide for aspiring equipped lifters? I haven't actually. I've got some programs on my website, but I've never actually thought about a beginner program because I'm not a beginner anymore, so I don't want to steer somebody wrong, like I can't remember how I got started really, like by the details. So I don't want to like make something that's gonna not be good, for a beginner. Let's see. Any special forearm or wrist exercise to hold that much weight, or just genetically gifted wrist? No, I do wrist work. I do forearm work, a little bit of grip work. I think it's just consistency over time. Again, 19 years. When I first started lifting, I was benching 100 pounds or 120 pounds, something like that. 19 years to go from 120 to 1400. It's been a process. I promise you, it's been a long time. More than half my life to get to this fucking point. Let's see. I think the reverse grip press should be renamed to the Polish press. So, yeah. Some people call it the cold press. I don't take any claim to that whatsoever because if somebody wants to say that, I'm flattered. But I make no claim. It's just something that I do that's helped me be successful. But thank you. Aside from my straight bar, Matt Brooks says, I honestly loathe using a bow bar, football bar, or a fat bar for bench. Yes, I do as well. We compete on a straight bar. Get good at benching a straight bar. Straight weight, too. Hungry Like the Wolf says, ever seen a bench press shirt give out? I have, actually. I saw an F6 ripped right down the middle. It's like a shotgun blast. I was at a WNPF meet in Youngstown, Ohio, back in 2010 or 2009. And a guy was benching, I think, 670 or something in a single ply F6. It sounded like a shotgun blast. Boom! Looked over, and this guy's shirt was ripped from here all the way down to almost his belly button. And it looked like all the fibers were like, floating in the wind. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen that happen one time that I can remember, that I can recall. I think somebody's, what's that piece of shit Inzer shirt called? The Bolt. I saw somebody's Bolt shirt blow out at the WPO finals a couple of years ago. But the F6 was the most dramatic one, just like a shotgun. Boom. Incredible. Fuck off, Ethan. Let's see. I like the cambered squat bar for bench, though. I've used a cambered bench bar before, hated it. Yeah. The rackable cambered bar is actually pretty good for benching. I like doing it off boards and stuff. Great for building tricep strength. Jason says I came 1 millimeter from closing a 300-pound gripper sold in GNC 11 years ago when I was at my strongest. That's higher than the Captain's of Crush number 3. The Captain's of Crush number 3 is 280 pounds. So yeah, 300 pounds. Oh shit! You said you were a millimeter away. That's awesome. Good deal. That's a rare grip. It really is. How does it feel when your CNS overloads? You don't really notice it until you go into bench the next week, and then everything feels heavy and you're shaking like a leaf, and the plates are jingling like this because you're shaking. That's how you know that your CNS is actually fried. You don't actually feel it. Now, when I overload myself with too much weight or too many reps, my vision will actually start to come in and go away. My vision will blur. I'll see light. I'll see like shades, but my vision's starting to go away, kind of blur. And when I rack the weight, here's a really good sign. I said I don't feel it, but a good sign that my CNS is being overloaded, like at that moment. When I rack the weight, my ears will ring. I'll set up and my hearing will just go, dee. It'll just go away for about 60 seconds. I'm like, oh shit. Nothing you can do. So that's pretty standard, pretty normal. But, let's see. Devin, a new patron of mine. Thank you, Devin, for hopping on. Really enjoying the Patreon content. Just wanted to let you know. I thank you very much. I appreciate that. It makes it worth it to do it. I've worked a lot of those row and shrug variations into my own personal training. I'm especially loving the Kelso shrugs. I just started doing those again. I kind of forgot about them. Then I realized, like, well, that's kind of like working the bench press position, pinching your shoulder blades together with a barbell. So thank you. I appreciate that, Devin. Is reverse grip bench legal in any federation? And I like my vote should be counted for number 5. Well, you're number 6 now, Maurice. Yeah, thank you. Number 6 for yes. Reverse grip is legal. Now, I can't speak for the federations that use combo racks, USPA, USAPL. I don't know about those federations. They suck anyway. But federations that matter, RPS, IPA, UPA, APA, most federations will allow it. But just to be sure, always call ahead to your meet director and just ask, like, I want a reverse grip. Is that fine? What they're going to probably require is that your pinky fingers are covering the rings. That's how it's legal. I know personally from the meet director, Alexander Rahman, he's not a director anymore for the RPS, but he said it is legal as long as that pinky finger is covering the ring. That makes it legal. Yes. Zuki's on here. What's up, man? Hope all is well. Good to see you on here. Good to have you on here as well. Thanks for coming back. It's been a while. I've been very, 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 very busy. Very busy indeed. Let's see here. Avery Dotson's on here. Good grief. What's up, Avery? When you get older and can no longer sustain this type of training, what kind of training do you think you will transition into? Probably just bodybuilding. Bodybuild. I always want to be with the sport. I want to die with the sport. That's kind of how I want to go. And I'll probably just coach until I can't until I die, basically. But I'll just get into bodybuilding or something. How many people are on your Patreon? I currently have 94 people in there. I had 104 last month. And a few of them dropped off. A few of them had problems with their cards declining. I had a big old notice from Patreon saying a lot of your patrons got booted because they had trouble with their cards. But I currently have 94 people in there. What total are you looking for to get for your next full power meet? I don't really know yet. I'll let you know. I'm not going to compete for in full power for at least a year. So I can't really give you any good numbers. It's going to be difficult to kind of predict that, but I'm looking to do fairly well. Let's see. Okay. You got a heavy 750-pound equipped bench in your corner. Yeah, it does take practice, and like anything else in life. I mean, it's so redundant. Practice makes perfect, but it's true. It's true. Absolutely, it's true. You just got to practice, man. Anything is possible. You just got to do it long enough. Put your heart and soul into it. Jason, thanks. That grip. Thanks. Can't grip it now, though. Barely held 565 pounds in the deadlift and lowered it after grip failure 2 months ago. Weakened biceps tear suffered years ago doing things unrelated to the gym. I'm sorry to hear that. It sucks. I want to tell you too, Jason, that I don't hold the bar traditionally like some reverse grip people do. I hold the bar between the trigger and middle fingers like that. That's how I actually hold the barbell. So just to make sure, I don't do the full traditional, this is pronated and this is reverse, like that to that. I don't do that. I hold the bar between these two, make a peace sign, and the rings of the bar go right here in my palm. And that's how I hold the barbell, just so you know. I'm not sure if you were tracking, but that's how I hold the bar for my reverse grip variation, so you're aware of that. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, guys. Hi, bro. Some advice for single-ply lifters who need some practice to touch the chest. They need to have patience. That last half inch to a quarter inch is a fucking mile when they're trying to touch in single-ply. So they need patience. They need to keep the bar in position. I'd rather see them not touch while keeping the bar in position and press successfully than try to bring the bar out of position to panic touch when it gets tight down there. So they have to be patient under those loads and let the weight come down in the right spot. That's what you need to do. Jesus Christ, kid. And if they're having a lot of fucking trouble, add some warm water, not cold, that sucks. Add some warm water to the chest plate with a spray ball or something to the chest, and that will help. Don't do cold. That sucks. Add some water. And don't add water to the sleeves because the sleeves start to like roll around on your skin. Add warm water to the chest. I'm going to fucking sneeze in a second. Hang on. Oh no. Okay, maybe not. Here we go. Do you prefer ammonia, whiskey, or Gemkin as a pre-lift? Pick me up. Also voted to post test results. Okay, you're number 7. No, I don't use anything. I'm just use mental preparedness. I used to do ammonia. That was my go-to, but I haven't used them. I'm gonna fucking sneeze. I'm telling you. No, I just have mental readiness as my pre-lift go-to now. I just ordered my first band shirt. Good shit. Well, good. Tell me about it. When's the last time you benched heavy with the Cameron bar? Oh, it's been a while. I'd say it's probably been over a year since I did that. Yeah. Yep. I'm lucky and grateful to train with the strongest bench pressers in Arizona. I've never been to Arizona. That's awesome. Good deal, man. It's good to have people in your corner that are smart and that know the sport and can teach you. So I'm glad that you have that resource. Matt Brooks, if you died on the platform and in that last moment when your life flashed before your eyes, would you feel regret or content that you died doing what you loved? Absolute content. I don't want to die. Don't get me wrong. But content. I'm going to go the way I want to go, not the way, by some other means. I want to go how I want to go. That's how I want to go. Absolutely. Content. Let's see. I mean, why not post it? You're tested for everything. Plenty of things are findable weeks or months, especially that what you would use if you did all the heavy shit that I don't. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting most people are. It's just, they're gonna. It doesn't. They're just gonna say, "Oh, you cheated. Oh, you got off stuff." I'll just not hear the end of it. You know what I'm saying? If I post it, I might as well just not. I don't know. People are saying I should. I mean, most of the votes are saying I got 1 for no and like 7 for yes so far. So. Hobbies outside the gym. Eating, hanging out with friends, hanging out with my wife. That's about it. My life is tailored for powerlifting. I live a very boring life. Like, you're not going to get excitement with me. Like, I live to do this. So it's, my hobbies are kind of tailored towards the gym as well. Dude, I've been drinking Element and taking in more salt after hearing you and efforting talk about it and the importance of sodium. Huge difference. Hey, man, I got 2,000 milligrams right here. I've been drinking since I went live here. It's good shit, man. It really is. You need straight water, too. Don't only drink salt water, but you need all of it. What shirt do you recommend to a single-ply lifter wanting to try multi-ply? I'm thinking to buy an SDP 3-ply. Easy shirt to learn, horrible investment. That shirt will be good for a couple of sessions before you need to send it back and get it altered. And Inzer will not alter it for you anymore. They do no alterations. So I'd say don't waste your money. Go with a 2-ply F6. Go with a Overkill gray line, something like that. Do not get an SDP. They're garbage. They will last a couple of workouts before they stretch out completely. And you have to send it to Rob Farrell or Ginny to have it taken in. That's money you got to pay them to do it. Minus send it in the mail. Time away that you don't have it for training. They are not a good investment. If you are a sponsored athlete through Inzer, by all means do it because they'll just send you endless amount of shirts you can just fucking go through. But to invest in one, you're going to spend so much money maintaining it. It's like an old fucking car that keeps breaking down. They're just not good for longevity. Not to piss on that. I'm sorry, but Caleb Roberts, Thomas Kolb, thanks again for the pizza. Will do. What is your favorite pre-workout food? I take in some weight gainer about an hour before I leave for the gym, about 800, 900 calories of weight gainer. for the calories, and then I'll go to the gas station and get a Payday or a Baby Ruth. I always flip flop, kind of like an autistic guy. I'll flip flop for a few weeks on one candy bar. I'll flip flop to another one and to another one. Then I'll get a drink like a Rain or a Nos or something like that. I'll eat that on the way to the gym. Do you play video games? I don't. Nope. Do you make money from powerlifting? I don't. No. I mean, once in a while, if I win a big contest that has money, there you go. But nope, I don't get paid otherwise. How can I lift heavier weights for bench every chest day? I feel stuck. Well, you're probably your body's probably used to what you're doing. It's the law of accommodation. You do the same thing for too long, your body gets used to it. It flatlines. You have to change up what you're doing. Like you need a complete overhaul in your training. Do you ever deload? Yeah, I'm deloading right now. I'm not benching the entire month of August. I love it. I don't deload very often, though. To answer the question realistically, no, I do not deload. But right now, the whole month of August, I am deloading. Yeah, I drink the Element packets. Drink Element, LMNT.com. That's what I use, Element packets that are flavored sodium packets. Okay, Maurice. I got you, Maurice. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Sorry. I am sorry. I misunderstood you. You want your vote to count. Okay. Jason says, if I was setting a record and died during the lift, I could not feel content if I died before I successfully completed it. Okay, there's something like, oh, damn, I just wanted to get it. Now I can't. I get you. I understand. Yep. Perfect practice makes perfect. Yep. Let's see. Oh, thank you very much, everybody. The wide body bench. We're gonna make a video. I'm currently working on the video, my friend. I'm going live on a Tuesday night because I've been so goddamn busy. So I apologize. But thank you for the congrats again, man. I really appreciate that. It's been it was fucking nuts. Is Rich Piana's Shupa breathing technique optimal for benching the most weight? I have no fucking clue what that is. I'm sorry. I did not follow Rich Piana when he was alive. I was not a 5%er Rich Piana fanboy or anything. I never really followed him. Favorite movie? Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, or the 1998 Godzilla that came out. The one that gets all the shit? No, I love that fucking movie to death. So it's either The Phantom Menace that came out in 99, Star Wars Episode 1, or 1998's Godzilla. Are you a natural lifter? Yes, I am. I just got drug tested. We're contemplating on me posting the test results online or not. So, yep, I compete in the tested division. What's your next big goal after the 635 kilo bench? That was insane. I'm going full power for a while. Go back to poly benching, do full power, and then I'll come back to the band shirts. My long-term goal is to bench 1,500 pounds, 1.5K. Awesome. Let's see. I know you're an equipped lifter, but I respect your opinion on benching, period. Can I send you a video of my raw bench for some tips sometime? If so, no pressure. What's your email? Do you have Instagram, Zuki? If not, I can type in my email address for you. I prefer Instagram because it's so much easier for me to like track and get into. A little bit late, but big congrats. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm still kind of celebrating, so it's not too late. Thank you. Does lifting weights make your fingers bigger like that, or are your fingers just like that from birth? No, they make everything gets thicker and bigger over time. Your joints, your connective tissues, your skin gets thicker, so it's all from lifting weights. Poly bench, multi, or single ply? I prefer single ply. For poly. Let's see. Yes, but to answer your question, Zuki, you can send me videos. I just need to know if you have an Instagram. I would prefer that, but I can send you I don't have IG. That's fine. Let me put my email in here for you. I'm going blind. My email right there. Let's see. Don't know if you already answered it, but what have been the most painful or most helpful rehab or therapy for elbow health? What I do for elbow health is taking a band around my fingertips and extending my fingers. Work your extensors to keep your elbows healthy. Why the hell are you natural? You're limiting yourself. Because I've not had a need for it. I've not had a need for it. You know, the one thing I'm kind of contemplating about. I've never been against them. People get it twisted, like you're against them. No, I'm not against them. I just haven't had a need for them. But if I got to the point where my body said, you are done, you can go no further, and I wasn't happy with that, I'd probably go that route. But here's what I don't want to have happen, is me be, let's say I'm 80 years old, if I make it that long, and I've benched 1,500 pounds or whatever I end on, 1,500 is the goal. And me be 80 years old and go, man, if I would have just done a cycle or 2 or 3, how much more could I have done? That is in my head. That is, because if I can bench 1,400 pounds natural, that's what I've done now. My goal is to do 1,500. If I can do 1,500 pounds naturally, how far could I go if I decided to run some synthetics? But I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. That's the question. You know. Thanks, brother. Much love. Congrats on changing the sport for the better. Keep up the good work. I'm not really changing anything. I think I'm just kind of competing like everybody else. I appreciate the support, though. I do. I take no claims. I make no claims. I just try to be successful and I come on here to try to give back. I'm trying to help any way, shape, or form that I can. I do the Patreon and the YouTube members, $10 a month. I can't do everything for free. This is one of the things I can do for free. You know what I mean? So coming on here and talking to you guys and answering questions and trying to share as much knowledge as possible, something I can do for free to try to give back. But to make an income, because I got to live, that's why I have to charge like $10 a month for like the Patreon membership or the YouTube membership, whatever. But I appreciate that. I really do. Oh, that's salty. Let's see. Oh boy. Your comeback to powerlifting full meets is going to be a single or multiply. It's going to be multiply. Some number in mind on each one of these 3 lifts? Not yet. It's not. It's too soon. It's too soon. I'm going to compete in like a year, so it's going to be a while. The question is, do we have a bar and a rack that can survive 1,800 pounds? Then, whoa. And then Caleb says, by the time you retire, you'll press a ton. I gotta be realistic. I don't think that's going to be possible. No. The end all be all weight that I could do and retire on forever and be completely happy with is 1,500. 1,400 is cool, but I'm already kind of sick of that number, believe it or not. No, that's just no. Lifting does not make people angry. It makes people happy. If you're getting angry because you're lifting weights, you've got some internal mental things you need to work on. Nope, that is not a thing. If it made me angry, do you think I'd really be doing it? I enjoy what I'm doing 24/7, so no. I have never heard of that. If you're angry all the time, you've got other problems. Jimmy, after degloving my thumb, oh Jesus Christ, they will take out the 20 stitches. I will be doing reverse grip till thumb is healed up enough to handle the weight. Good. Glad to hear that. Let's see. Are you forklift certified? Nope. I ran a forklift to Bell Brick for 3 years. They never certified me. It tells it as I sees it. I was on a forklift. That wasn't my only job. I had multiple jobs. I was a brick packager when I was at Belton Brick doing piecework. But when we weren't doing piecework, I did other things like run forklift, and they never fucking certified me. I was on a forklift for 3 fucking years. OSHA could have walked in and saw me on the forklift with no papers and fined them like tens of thousands of dollars. They never certified me. That's on them, not on me. Nope. Ever consider any other strength, sports, strongman, Olympic lifting, etc.? Nope. My passion is in powerlifting. I want to die with powerlifting. All right. You already gave some good advice. No military presses. That's just my personal opinion. When I overhead or seated military press heavy, my shoulder feels weak and fatigued. That week on bench presses are weaker. That's very, very common. They say that overhead press can help make your bench press bigger. I never had that side effect. I only had sore shoulders. That's why I don't do them anymore. It's just fucking not worth the pain. So, okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Thomas says, I do like to be angry, as in zoned in and fired up, and not angry, as in pissed all day. Do you agree somewhat, Jim? If lifting angry is what you need to do to get prepared for a big lift, then do it. I found that getting hyped up and pissed and angry and like screaming at her and getting mad, that was such a waste of energy for me. I'm ready up here. I'm not going to outwardly show that I'm like fired up. You know, that's just my personal way of doing it. Jason says, Jimmy Cole was a name that is familiar. Was your dad a deadlift champion who deadlifted 865, which was the record before Don Reinhout? No. My dad never touched a weight in his life. I'm not even sure if my dad's still alive. I think he is. But no, he was not. He did not lift weights. I'm the first, to my knowledge, I'm the first competitive powerlifter in my family line. So he is not. My dad's name was Bruce. My actual like blood father's name was Bruce Kolb of the Montana Kolbs. That's where I was born, in Montana, out west. I was born at the Bozeman Clinic in Gallatin Valley. But no, he was not a powerlifter. He was a cowboy, like an actual cowboy. He grew up in Hysham, on a ranch in Hysham, and he was a cowboy. So no, so yeah, he's something. Like I said, I think he's alive. I'm not sure if he's alive. Bro, that's a good question for your doctor. I cannot give you medical advice. Maurice, after listening to your podcast and how friendly and kind you are to reach out to folks and help. Not good with technology, but I would like to support you. How do I join your Patreon? Well, thank you, Maurice. You just go to patreon.com and find Kolbstrong. So if you go to, it's going to be, type it in here. Kolbstrong on Patreon. I mean, it's just, you just find Kolbstrong on Patreon. That's it. You just subscribe to it like anything else. Got a fucking mosquito in here, you little fucking cocksucker. God, we got tons of mosquitoes here in Virginia. Good grief. They get inside the house. Oh no, I keep everything inside me too. Compare it with a good hit of ammonia angry. Is red rhino still your worst ammonia salts? The red line, the rhino salts, the red line, still to this day, is the worst ammonia, the most hard-hitting, horrible experience ammonia I've ever had in my life. That red line shit, it's a polymer. It's like a gel. When you shake it, it's a red gel. That was the worst, most painful ammonia I have ever smelled in my fucking life, and I will never do it again. Someone has it, or like, hey, you want to, like, get the fuck away. I'm dead serious. You stay away from me with that shit. I never want to ever smell it again. Jason says, how weird coincidence between you and your early 1970s IPF powerlifter, who I believe was Swedish. Oh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I don't know. 1970 IPF powerlifter, who I believe. Yeah, I mean, my heritage is Polish, so not quite Swedish. Did you ever deploy? I did not. Nope. I was at a non-deployable unit. I was at a support unit. We trained the Marine security guards, McKessage, Marine Corps Embassy Security Group HQ. And I was the armorer for the McKessage program. So I handled the armory and all the armory dealings and getting weapons to these guys for their practice and also live fire ranges and doing said maintenance on M9s, M4s, and I didn't do maintenance on the M870 shotguns because those are Department of State, not Marine Corps weapons. Yep. Oh, for fuck's sake. No comment. Let's see. Zuki says, I laughed when you complained about the SBD kids at your gym. There's a lot of them. Until I went to a USAPL meet to help my buddy. I'm 31 and did my first meet in 2007. Things have changed, bro. I feel your frustration. Certainly has. It's more of a trend for these kids rather than a lifestyle. It's kind of sad. Should have joined the Air Force. I, to this day, wish I had joined the Air Force or the Coast Guard. I kind of made a mistake joining the Marines. Yep. I was not. I wanted to do Marines because I wanted to be, the best of the best, hardest basic military training in the world. So they say. I wanted to just be like, if I'm going to do it, I want to go absolutely the hardest, most hardcore route possible. And I wish I hadn't. I wish I had done Air Force. Like my friend Amber, she's a major in the Air Force, and she loves it. She loves it to death. They treat her so well. I can only wish. Why do you think I only went in for 4 years? 4 years and that's it, man. They wonder why the retention rates are so low. It's like, well, don't treat your people like shit. I don't know. There's an idea. But yeah, it's the SBD thing, man. It's just a trend. These kids are just doing a trend. It's not a lifestyle. It's not like I don't like the do or die, like, oh, I'm going to war. You're not going to war, motherfucker. You're lifting weights, all right? Just Jesus Christ. I like the mentality. I like the initiative, but I don't like the trendy things. It's just weird, man. Your 508 kilo record in the katana, the single ply, was full single ply, or you had some double ply reinforcement? Nope, it was single ply only. It was in the single ply division. It was a single ply katana, single ply chest, single ply sleeves with the collar, and that's it. Let's see. Well, L slamming back tomorrow. I slammed back today. Tuesday mornings are for back. Me and Chris hit back today. It was fucking awesome. It's a trend and it's very self-centered. Some of the nicest people I've met were from powerlifting. These people would barely let you warm up with them. They have the individualistic mindset. That individualistic mindset is fucking terrible. So I don't know. I went to a meet once where I was helping a buddy of mine who was doing bench only, and every other lifter there was raw, and they were all there by themselves. I was handing off to my buddy Zach, and we were loading plates for him and doing all that stuff. And every meet I go to, I try to give back. I try to load plates, run them on a lift, spot people, give back. Go to meets. If you're not lifting, help out in the warm-up room. Help somebody. Find the guy who needs a handoff. And in front of the bench, about 20 feet away, there was 7 guys standing in their own little spot, just like, just dead to the world, just standing there. And I'd load my buddy Zach's weights. I'd hand off to him, rack it, and I kind of wait for okay, who's next? I'll help you load weights or something. I'll hand off to you, whatever. And one guy would just kind of come out of his daydream and he'd just kind of walk up to the bench and go, "Can I get 2 plates?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." I fucking load 2 plates on there. No, thank you, no nothing. He'd lay down, self hand off, do a couple of reps, put it back in the rack, and walk back to his spot and just stand there. Nobody was helping anybody. Nobody was loading weights for anybody. They were just there for themselves. And after a while, I was like, okay, fuck this. Fuck all of you. Load your own goddamn weights. I'm not helping you because obviously you're not grateful enough for it. No thank yous, no nothing. You're here by yourself, for yourself. Do it yourself. I said, fuck them. I have never been to a meet with more individuals in my life than at that USPC meet. This is back in March or April or something. Good grief. I could not believe it. Just the individualistic mindset. There was no crews, no teams. Every person was there by themselves, for themselves. That's it. It was wild. I could not relate to a single person at this meet except for my buddy who I was there with. It was insane. As Dan Bell says, fuck them kids. Hey, let's see. I think I missed something. All right. Nope, I'm caught up. Cool. It's a trend. I already read that one. Yep. Jason says, will harm the sport by lowering records as a whole or help the sport? By lowering records? I don't know what you mean, Jason. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm glad I got out years ago. I think hearing that shit, I would be throwing plates. Yeah. Let one of these kids walk into West Side Barbell when Louis was still alive. See what happens. Never met Louis though, man. I never got to meet him. I'm so upset. I'll never get to. Obviously, that's how it works. But I went to West Side one time. George Halbert was there. Bart Bugia, I forget how to pronounce his last name, was there, and I got to talk to them, meet him, and everything. But Louis doesn't come in on Sundays, so I did not get to meet him. He did not come in. I was there with Ryan Canelli and Tiny Meeker. At the time when I had just benched my 1,035, that made me third all time in history. So you had Tiny at first, Ryan at second, and me at third, all together at the Arnold, and we all went to Westside together. So you had the top three benchers equipped, but like the top three heaviest benches in history all together at once. And Louis didn't come in. He doesn't come in on Sundays. So the one time I went to Westside, I did not get to meet him. So, but yeah, Zuki says, same experience, bro. Unfortunate, but it's awesome that guys like you and Dan Bell are keeping the tradition of helping brothers. That's what it's about, man. You know, I just don't get it. I can't. That's why I can't talk to most of these kids. I can't even talk to because I have nothing in common with them. There's just nothing there. You know, you want to train SBD 5 days a week? It's cool, man. Just whatever. I mean, our arching rules, new restrictions help the sport. Or well, that's IPF. That's IPF stuff. I don't get into IPF. I think IPF is garbage. I'll never compete IPF. I did that once. And it was a mistake. It was the worst experience of my lifting career. I don't know. I don't know. But in a federation that's trying to limit their lifters more and more and more and more, I can't really blame lifters for like trying to like arch as much as possible and reduce range of motion as much as possible because they're being so fucking restricted. They're in the parameters of the rules, but when you restrict lifters so goddamn much with your strictness and your unreachable standards, you can't blame them for trying to do as much as they can to get as much as they possibly can out of their situation, you know, like, so I don't know. I don't pay attention to the IPF at all. So I can't. IPF is so garbage that the USAPL split from them. Well, they were actually kicked out of the IPF. The IPF removed them because they were doing they were doing drug tests not through like water regulations or something like that. Like they were doing drug tests not how they were supposed to be doing them according to IPF standards or rules, and that got them kicked out of the IPF. So USAPL sucks even worse. Thoughts on Nathan Baptist's world record squat? He's got the world record squat. I mean, I was not there there's no side video. You only have one video from the front. The judges that were there, at least 2 out of the 3 judges that were sitting right there said it was a good lift. So it's on the books. What are you going to say? Speaking of arches, any recommendation to get a better arch? You need flexibility, you need mobility, and you need strength in your thoracic, your upper back. In order to maintain that arch or build that arch, you need extraordinarily large amounts of upper back strength and upper back muscular endurance in the upper back. I say it every time I come on here and go live. You need to train back like a bodybuilder. If you set your arch, but it's not strong enough to maintain it, when it's put under load, you're going to collapse. Also, if you're sliding on the bench, that's not going to help you either. So I also recommend people use sticky spray. Bands on the bench suck. That does not work. Buy sticky spray. Go to a Dick's. Go to a sporting goods store. Buy baseball bat spray. That's what I use. Spray the bench or spray your back. That way when you plant it and you start sitting your arch and pushing with your legs, you're not going to slide, especially if you're in a gym that's hot or you start sweating a lot, you're going to start sliding on the bench. Not good. So those things are how you build an arch. That's how I built an arch. Jason, Gene Ritzak has his own federation with a raw and modern raw category. That's the RPS. Do you think a belt or wraps, but no equipment, even on squat, should be a different category? Do you think a belt or wraps, but no equipment, even on squat, should be a different category? I'm not. I'm confused. I mean, you have raw, which is sleeves and belt. You have classic raw, which is wraps and belt. But I'm not sure. I mean, are you talking about like? Do you think? Are you saying like no belt, no wraps, no nothing should be its own division? Because I don't think that's just considered raw. Let's see. Should an 8-foot kabuki bar sumo deadlift records count? I mean, they're within the parameters of the rules. You can't say they don't count or it shouldn't be a thing. If people don't like it, then they need to change the rules. The federations, they need to step up and change the rules. Until they change the rules, like kabuki bars are not legal, blah blah blah. Like people like to say a lot about what's wrong with powerlifting, but nobody's doing anything to change it. So I think it should count because there's nothing in the rules that says a kabuki bar is not legal or illegal. So until if the kabuki bar is made illegal in powerlifting and people still use it, then obviously they shouldn't count. But until that changes, you can't say anything about it. Let's see. We were never great, but in the 90s, we used to have anywhere from 6 to 10 lifters every workout, and they all helped each other. Yeah, I've got, on a bench day, I've got anywhere between 4 to 8. On squat days, I've got 8 to 10. I mean, that's how we do business at our gym. My crew, my group of people, all train together as a crew, and we get really strong, and we have fun. That's how it should be. That's how I grew up in the sport. Should lifting straps be allowed in powerlifting like they are in strongman? I hate using this term because it's so modern, powerlifter, blech. But the purist part of me, there I fucking said it, says no. But the other side of me says straps, unlike a squat suit, bench shirt, knee wraps, deadlift suit, whatever, straps do not aid in the upward trajectory of the bar. They just allow you to hang on to the bar. They're not adding any upward force. So, but I think they should not be. I think that should not be a thing. There's no straps in powerlifting. As much as I want to say yes, but no, I don't think they should be allowed. Congrats on the 1400. Thank you very much. Flats or heels for bench? No heels. Nope. Lifter preference? Nope. No gold standard. We are all built different. Every person that has ever lived and is currently living or will ever live is slightly different. We are all unique. Find what works for you, but I don't think heels in your shoes are good for bench press. Yeah. I feel you, Kolb, the new style lifter lifts alone. It's just not natural. I don't know. They can do what they want. They can be individuals all they want. How I do business. I always thought that hating on an arch is like hating on a sprinter for getting down into a stance or a lineman for taking a 3-point stance. Like I said, if people don't like shit, they're like, oh, sumo shouldn't count. Bencher shouldn't be a thing. To do something about it. Don't fucking complain. Or you're just being a little bitch. Do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to see a change, try to make a change. And Jason says no lifting straps. So we're on the same wavelength. Yep. Holding 1,030 pounds at the top with a thumb grip is still really impressive. Highest thumb pain tolerance ever. Never used the thumb grip. The hook grip is what he's talking about. I've tried it. I fucking hate it. My hands are too thick and small to use hook grip. I can't do it right. So no, hook grip can suck it. I had to resort back to just doing mixed grip, which I didn't want to, but I have no choice. Just the way I'm built. And then Honey Badger says, there's Rooting got a 2 ply or 2-loop Widowmaker, and I fucking love it. Good deal, man. It's a wise investment because it'll last a very you'll get endless workouts out of that thing. You really will. Jason, stress and trying to from too weak a grip will prevent a bigger deadlift to some degree. Straps are cheating. There you go. Yep. Straps belong in the gym or in strongman. No straps. See, we're all on the same page here. Neither get stronger hands. There you go. Jared says, I did hook grips, snatch deadlifts, and I wanted to cut my thumbs off afterwards. Yeah, I tried to commit to hook grip. I actually gave it an honest go for about 6 months. And it never got any better. It sucked from the time I started to the time I said, fuck it, and I gave up on it. Hats off to people that can do it. I don't need that in my life. It's too much. It's too much. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, no straps in powerlifting. Again, like I can see the strongman use them, and that's the thing. Like people give me shit for wearing a bench shirt. How dare I? But then you got strongmen that can wear 2 belts and deadlift suits and straps. And they can hitch and ride the bar up all they want. Different sport, I guess. But yeah, straps. I use straps a lot in training, especially for back training, because I don't want to limit my back development based on my grip strength. My rule of thumb is when I deadlift from the floor, any variation of deadlift from the floor, I go strapless to maintain or build grip strength. But if I do like shrugs and rows and pull downs and whatever, I strap up. So, I don't know. So, but then I took a couple of steps forward with deadlift, and I had to take 4 steps back because I fucked up my musculature here in my forearm for benching that 1400, and now I have to use straps when I do it because I can't hang on to a bar right now. My hand, I just can't. I can't do that. What's your greatest blood pressure? No. I train without straps because grip will decondition, so why use straps? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do straps for back work, but not for deadlift. If I have no straps for deadlift, it'll maintain or build. But for back work, I strap up because I don't want to limit my back strength to the grip. Just left IPF. Good for you. So now playing with some multiply stuff. Awesome. Any tips or anything to consider when trying multi after single ply for years? Buy multiply equipment that is used. I mean, if you've been doing single ply for years, you obviously have the experience to be successful in multiply. But trying to break in a brand new multiply shirt can be an absolute frustrating fucking mess. So I'd say get something that's used or a hand-me-down that's kind of broken in, so you can skip that part. It'll be much easier to learn how to use something multiply if it's got some miles on it. Otherwise, just do what you do in single ply. Just bring it over to multiply. You'll do just fine. There, Jared says, I use straps for all my back training. I started strapping in some lighter deadlifts, but I hate it. I can never get as tight. There you go. All right, good. How does it feel, a band shirt in comparison to poly? It's night and day different. It's apples to oranges. Do you think band shirts has its place in powerlifting? Yes, I do. I heard an interview of Dave Hoff saying band shirts was too much. I don't think it's too much. It has its own category, so it's fine. That's why I finally accepted it. Like, I'm going to do it because it has its own category. Now, when they first came out and they said, oh, yeah, that's multiply, that's fine. No, we got that big win. The whole community came together and said, this is something completely different. It has to have its own division, blah. So, yes, I think it has its place. It's a hardcore fucking thing. I love it to death. But it has to be separate. It cannot just be lumped in with multiply because it is not multiply. It is something completely different. Let's see here. Catching up. You guys are awesome. Bad hand injuries. Limit my grip, so just wish straps had a division of power. Oh, okay, yeah. If you have a medical condition or something, I don't know what what do you do? That's tough. Bad hand injuries, limit my grip, so just wish straps had a division of powerlifting. Yeah, maybe if it was, there's just so many things you could say, like, oh, maybe it's its own division, its own records, but then you got, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Hey, I got a mosquito. Got motherfucker. Got him. All right. Dave Hoff said band shirts were a lot, but he also said that Jimmy Cole would be the GOAT no matter what he wore. Just watch that podcast. Oh, yeah, that's the Table Talk with Dave Tate. I watched that one too. Dave Hoff, man, what a guy. What a master of his craft. You can't say enough about Dave Hoff. What a dude, man. I got you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, Dave Hoff is just how much I can't say enough about the guy. All positive stuff, obviously, but Jesus Christ, man, he's just so fucking incredible. Like what an inspiration. God damn. Do you like the slingshot as a tool to use for bench training? No, the slingshot sucks. I do not like the slingshot. The Mark Bell slingshot I think is kind of crappy. No, I use F8 Widowmakers, or sometimes I used to use Titan Supercharged Rams, but for the most part, I use F8 Widowmakers. Single loop and double loop. But slingshots are kind of garbage. So, but yeah, keep salting up here. I got a bench tomorrow, so I'm loading up on. I got these stickers now. See all these craps? Look at this. I got my salt dealer sticker. Hey, if you order 2 boxes, I used to order just 1 box at a time of the Element. I ordered 2 boxes for the first time a month ago, and I sent this cool salt sticker. I'm a salt dealer now. Look at that. Hey, got the F8 Customs. I got my Sam Squanch sticker from my buddy Joe Fazio. It's Fazio Art on Instagram. Of course, I got Anderson Powerlifting down here, Anderson Armor, the Shield logo that just came out again. Our Strength, this is from Unleashed Strength, one of the logos from our gym. Got, of course, Courage Barbell with Chad Ikes. SpaceX. Got a Powerlifter sticker up here. Got Chad Ikes right there with Courage Barbell. Anderson Powerlifting, more F8 Customs, more Anderson Powerlifting. And I love bench. I heart bench. Look at that. Katie made a lot of these. So. What will you recommend? Supercharged RAM versus Magnum RAM for single ply. For single ply, you need the least amount of assistance as possible when it comes to slingers. So I would recommend the Magnum RAM for single ply. Supercharged RAM is a triple ply piece. And it's so different. It's poly material to wrap material, like wrist wrap material. It's so different. So using too much of it, I think you might get too used to it. So Magnum RAM for single ply is probably better. Scoring unicorn. I'll send you a get fucked sticker. Please do. I think I can make room, right? I got space on here. I could probably put one I could put one right here, but that's like raised. That's like it's got texture and it might not stick well right there. Yeah, I could make room on here somewhere. Maybe like right here or here. Maybe like right here. Got space on the bottom too, then you can't see it. Thank you. I'm glad he put it on there. Jason says, during this month, deload, what training do you do instead of bench? I'm doing like some bench, but I'm doing mostly bodybuilding. I'm doing dumbbell work. If I do actually do barbell bench, it's like lightweight for high reps. I actually got this board. I just made this tonight. I'm bringing back. Hey, look at this shit. I am bringing back. John says, congrats on the 1400. Thank you very much. Hey, what's going on? I am bringing back. Look at that. The foam board. This is foam. See that? Yep, I'm bringing this back. Look at that shit. Just made this tonight, actually. Me and Katie just made this. So, foam board. Oh boy, that's a builder. Holy shit, that's a good builder. So, just doing fun stuff. I'm just not benching heavy. Emma and Calais, Yoleno James came in last week from Great Britain, and we benched. I did like 405 for 20 reps, and like that was it. I mean, I'm just benching light, man. I'm not doing anything. I'm just having fun. I'm going heavy on other things, back work, squat work, whatever, deadlift. I'm just not benching heavy. I'm not benching in equipment. I'm just benching very light and just bodybuilding mostly. Just really enjoying the break. Tricep accessory. Favorite tricep accessory. Reverse grip bench. In terms of a multi-joint compound movement, reverse grip bench. Single joint movement or like a tricep extension movement, that would be the I got so many. I would say the easy curl bar, dead stop, floor extensions would be my single joint tricep movement of choice. If it's a compound movement, it'd be the reverse grip bench. Suki's 405 for 20 light. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That I only broke into the 405 for 20 like feet of bench press strength, I think a year and a half ago. I tried it and tried it and tried it and tried it. You know, Jeremy Hoornstra did it. Ryan Canelli did it. Mendy did it. Like I was like, I gotta be able to do 405 for 20. And I finally did it after like a year of trying to get it. I finally got it. I've done it like 8 or 9 times since then. You know, once I did it that first time, now I can just do it whenever I try it. It's pretty fun. So, but yeah, guys, it's been a great week. Got a busy week coming up. We've got North Carolina. We're leaving Thursday morning for North Carolina. We're going to Muzz's Gym in North Carolina. That's where Doug Smithy trains with ESP, Endangered Species Powerlifting. So on Friday at Muzz's Gym, I am hosting a bench press seminar there. If you're in the area, again, Muzz's Gym, that's where I'm going to be doing the seminar. And then the following day is hey, Amber. Yeah, I don't know how to do the heart. Is that it? And the following day is an IPA meet being hosted by Doug Smithy that I'll be putting my referee shirt on and actually judging the meet. Let's see. Oh, it's the guy who cites the Arby's drive-through. Oh, what's going on, bro? Happy to have you on here. I do this once a week, actually. Yep, nailed it. Oh, thanks. I don't do that very often. I got the thumbs wrong. There we go. Yep. Thank you. Let's see. We're just talking about bench press and things. Yeah, this young gentleman here. I was getting Arby's the other. It was a while ago, and I think he saw my tattoos and asked about the tattoos, and I told him a little bit about it, and I've bench pressed a little bit more since we saw each other last. So thanks, bro. Yeah, it's actually insane. My PR, I didn't post it because it was kind of a crappy angle. It was like from the side, so you couldn't actually see my arms because the plates were in the way. It was one of those angles. But I did 405 for like 22 or 23. I didn't post it. So my PR is actually that 22 or 23. Military press important for bench press greetings from Argentina. No, I don't. No, I don't think overhead press is important for a bench press. If you want to build an overhead press for the sake of building an overhead press, and you have to do it, but for bench press, no. I always like to say that shoulders are important for bench press, but overhead press is not. So train your shoulders, just not overhead press. I think stud shit 405 for 20. What you get from Arby's? I usually get a half-pound roast beef, 6 mozzarella sticks, and a large curly fry with a IC. That's my normal. I eat that while I'm driving home like a fucking idiot. So, are you gonna? Let's see. You're welcome. You're welcome. For the bench press, what do you think of the doctrine of squats to simulate overall body power? I think it's kind of overrated. I think you should still squat for the sake of being a bigger, stronger human being, but I don't necessarily think that squatting is going to make you bench press more. You have to be good at bench press and bench press to get better at it. 405 or 20 for me. Wait, 405 for 20. Most for me, 5 reps 11 years ago. 20 is impressive. Thank you. Yeah. Are you going to patent the foam board? No, it's not my idea. I got it from Westside Barbell. But no, I mean it's good construction. We just it's gonna. I mean that's some firm, pretty firm foam. I'm really excited to use it tomorrow. So we're gonna do some foam press. Hopefully, I mean my pec's a little sore, so hopefully it's not gonna get irritated. But yeah, we're gonna do some foam board tomorrow. Me and Taylor and the crew and Cam and Brian and Paul. I'm gonna do some foam board. Bringing it back. I haven't done foam board in a very very long time. Oh, and at your strong 11 years ago, I weighed 283. Suki says I'm still chasing 405 for one. I fucking believe in you, though, man. Let's see. Yeah, and then the squatting unicorn here says I freaking wish squatting made me a better bencher. Can confirm that it does not carry over. I mean, I didn't squat for years, man. I didn't squat for years. Just focused on bench and upper back. And I got my heavy, bench 12, 13, and 14. So, yeah, I'm not going to, I will give squats no credit to building my bench. Benching and working bench things has made my bench what it is. RB is the key to bench strength. Got it. It's one of the keys, not the only key. It's one of the many keys. So, what do you think you could Larson press equipped? I will never try it. So, I have floor press equipped, which I think is a little bit safer. My best floor press has been 1,005 for a triple. Yeah, on the floor. Paused on the floor. That's on my Instagram page somewhere. How do you train your shoulders? Steep incline, front delt raises. Nothing to the front. I don't do anything to the front. I do it's like 80-20. 80% rear delt and 20% side delt. Just lateral raises, machine work, cables. That's how I do. But mostly rear delt. Since you're not going to patent the foam board, how did you build it? Yes. So I just took a piece of shelving. So this is just a piece of shelving. About, I don't know, half inch, maybe a quarter inch. I don't know. And then I took high dense foam. You can actually see it. I got 1, 2, 3 layers of foam. You buy them at Joann Fabrics or something like that. And I just laid the board down, cut it to width. I got 3 of them, stacked them on one another. Took some old ratty t-shirts and made 2 strips. So one strip I stapled on the end and pulled it tight over top. And then stapled it here on the board. Then took a second strip of fabric and did this way. And then stapled it. You can see all the staples underneath. So that's very, very basic, but very, very, very fun and very beneficial. Very, 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 very fun way to bench press. Do you like the football bar at all? I do not like the football bar at all. I don't like it at all. I do my reverse grip bench, and that suffices. I can mimic. I'll show you. So football bar, right? You're benching like this. Well, for you guys, right? But you're benching like this, right? With this joint alignment with that bar. With my reverse grip variation, I can mimic that exact same alignment just with a different hand position. So I can do the exact same thing a football bar does, but with straight bar. Katrina, what's going on? Got 650 best female bench presser in the history right here, hopping on live. What's going on? Good to have you on here. Kimber bar bench, good accessory for or nah? Yeah, I mean, it's got its place. I wouldn't rely on it. I think again we compete with straight weight with a straight barbell. Got to get good at benching a straight bar. Be proficient at benching with a straight bar. Zuki says, I think a Larson press equipped would be dangerous. I agree, because there's so much more technique involved with geared bench plus the overload. Yes, I absolutely agree with that statement. That's why I floor press and not Larson press. And the SBD kids seem to think that bench pressing with a competition-wide grip 5 days a week and then throwing in a Larson press once in a while is enough variation to change it up, and it's fucking not. It absolutely is not enough change at all to make any amount of difference, but you can't explain that to him either. Jason says, I drink half a gallon of lactated chocolate milk every day, every workout between sets. Oh, sheesh. I do not like milk at all. Good on you though. If I had to drink it, it would be chocolate, but I don't do milk. Absolutely not. I do not do milk. I supplement vitamin D3 with pills. 1 gallon of milk is fortified, which means it doesn't come naturally. It is fortified with vitamin D. A whole gallon has about 2,000 IUs. Whereas I can just supplement my vitamin D3 with pills from Target for $5 for a whole thing. And I can supplement 5,000 IUs a day, milk I don't like milk. Oof. Good on you. If it works, I'm really happy for you. I used to really like chocolate milk. I used to drink the True Moo, whole milk, True Moo, chocolate whole milk, but boy, I don't do it anymore. The cold board, TM. TM. No, it's not my idea. I got it from Westside. So they did it slightly different than I did. They actually put giant blocks of foam on each side of the bench. They would bench into that. But yeah, I don't. It's just I got the idea from Westside. It's not my idea. I think the weighted pull-ups I do to help my bench press. I think the weighted pull-ups I do help my bench press. Believe it or not. Well, yeah. I mean, if your back gets bigger or stronger, that's only going to help you. Absolutely. Let's see. Just milk or all dairy? I only don't like milk. I can eat ice cream like it's my fucking job. But for some reason, I just don't do milk, man. It's just the way I am. So, all right. So anyway, this has been a long day. It's been a long night. I didn't expect that because it's a Tuesday night. And I'm like, well, who the fuck's gonna hop on a Tuesday night? I'm sure everybody's busy, but I really appreciate the interaction from everybody. It's been a really nice night. So I want to go ahead and just kind of do my plugs real quick, and then we'll kind of bring it to a close. I'll get some last minute questions. If you have last minute questions, just go ahead and plug them in real quick. Again, I'm going to talk about Patreon. I always like to bring Patreon up. I have 94 members in there right now. I had 104 last month. It was fucking awesome. Thank you, Devin. Take care. Enjoyed the talk. Good to have you on here. I usually come on here on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we are in Virginia. I have just been extraordinarily busy. Thank you, Thomas, of course. So I had to do it Tuesday night. So again, Patreon is all of the behind the scenes lifting. Okay. So I record every single workout I do from start to finish, edit it, voice it over, and put it on Patreon for you all to watch. And it's $10 a month. So if you want to see what I do behind the scenes, lead me to my 1,400 pound bench press and beyond is on Patreon for $10 a month. If you don't want to do Patreon, I understand. I also have YouTube members. It's still $10 a month for the exact same content. I am able to get Patreon up quicker. I have to use the laptop to do YouTube, and Katie has to do it for me because I'm fucking stupid. So Patreon usually gets up quicker because I can do it from my phone. So I'm a little bit tech illiterate, but I can do that from my phone. So that is Patreon again, $10 a month. Again, I have 94 members in there, consistent people. I've had people in there for almost 4 years. Some people join for a week. Some people join for a month. It doesn't matter. As long as you see value in it, I appreciate the support. What's going on, guys? Just about wrapping it up, actually. It's been a lot. It's been almost 2 hours. It's been an hour, 58 minutes, and 18 seconds. If you last minute questions here, what advice would you give to someone who wants to train heavy but have a shoulder injury? That's a really good question for a physician. I can't really give out any medical advice. I'm sorry. Listen to your physician. Do what they say. So anyhow, yeah. So that's Patreon. That's YouTube members. Also Anderson Powerlifting, of course. I got the T-shirt. I got my corner back there. I didn't use it tonight. That's usually where I do my lives, but I wanted to come over here and do it on the laptop, the desk. So, but yeah, Anderson Powerlifting. Okay. Anything from the store except for the F8 Sportcraft bench bar. That's the only exception to this. But if you go to Anderson Powerlifting for anything, any of your powerlifting needs, from liquid chalk to block chalk to ammonia, wraps, elbow sleeves, knee sleeves, bench shirts, squat suits, belts, anything you need powerlifting related. If you use code Kolbstrong, 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 my Instagram handle at AndersonPowerlifting.com, it gets 10% off your entire order. I always like to mention that it's not a commission thing for me. It is just a discount for the customer. Okay. And the last thing I want to talk about really quick is the Kolbstrong Scholarship Foundation. We are a little bit slower this year. We've had a lot of things going on, a lot of competing, a lot of traveling. We have not been able to do a lot of fundraisers, but the Kolbstrong Scholarship Foundation is a foundation for the young crowd of powerlifters. So we raise money through donations and fundraisers. Every $1,000 we raise is one athlete that we sponsor. So from January or beginning of February all the way to December 31st, we raise money. From January 1st to the 31st, they send in their applications. You go to www.kolbstrongscholarship.com. There are steps, there are things you can read that will tell you what to do. Application process for people that are 13 to 23 years old. So the teenage division and the junior division of powerlifting, that's what it's meant for, the younger crowd. And they can apply for it the entire month of January. Tell us your story, follow the steps, and we go through it. We have a board of people, myself, my wife, and about 4 or 5 others. All read the applications, and we pick the ones that need it the most. And then we cut $1,000 checks to these young athletes. They can use for anything they need it for: new equipment, traveling expenses, gym dues, new PlayStation. I don't care. It's your money. Do what you want with it. So that is the Kolbstrong Scholarship Foundation. Again, you can find information about it at www.kolbstrongscholarship.com. So that is going to be it for me tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this. I really appreciate the interaction here on Instagram. And I also got you guys over here on YouTube. There you go. I do 2 platforms every time I go live, and I try to answer as many questions as possible. So appreciate everything. I should be on here. I'm going to be in Ohio. Fuck. I will try to be on here next Monday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. We will be in Ohio at that time, so I should have enough Wi-Fi to do this again, but we'll put it on stories and let you guys know. So, all right, everybody have a fantastic night. It has been my longest live to date, 2 hours, 1 minute, and 38 seconds. So, all right, have a good rest of your Tuesday night. Have a great week. Have a strong weekend, and then we'll talk next week.